GreatDrams. Today I'm doing a trio of whiskey reviews. These beautiful guys right here, the Dewar's double releases, and it's double aged for ultimate smoothness is the description. And we've got the 21-year-old small batch, 27-year-old small batch, and the mother or daddy, whichever, the 32-year-old small batch. And they've taken it through a unique 4-step aging process to actually get to this level of ultimate smoothness. Dewar's itself is actually double aged for extra smoothness anyway, and this is double aged, if that makes sense to you. So let's start with the 21. So to explain the unique 4-stage blending process and aging process to get to be double aged, they've got a lovely little graphic on here. This is inspired by AJ Cameron, Dewar's first master blender. Back in 1901 he created this process, and so effectively stage 1 is having single grain whiskies aged in oak casks, obviously, single malt whiskies aged in oak casks, yes, for 21 years. Stage 2, you blend all the grain whiskies together, blend all the malt whiskies together and have them aging further. Stage 3 is blending all the grain and malt whiskies together, and then the stage 4 is where they describe it as this meticulously blended whiskey is finally aged in sherry casks. So with the 21-year-old, it is actually aged in, or finished I should say, in Oloroso sherry casks. 27-year-old is Paolo Cortado sherry casks it's finished in. Bit weird, bit off the wall, but let's give it a go. And the 32 is aged in PX sherry casks. So let's have a look, shall we? Just lay these guys down, then I can open them properly. Oof. So, here we go. So now they're all unboxed. You can see beautiful bottle. Look at that, absolutely stunning. We'll go with the 21-year-old first. Oh yeah, there it is. So let's get these all poured. Then we can have a little chat about them, can't we? And the 27. And finally, 32-year-old blend. Check this out. Right, so perfect. Here we have it. So 21-year-old, as we said, it's finished in Oloroso sherry casks. So, oh yeah. You immediately get that fantastic Oloroso sherry note, very nice and present. You don't always get that with Oloroso finished casks. Very biscuity, quite nutty actually. It's sweet, lovely honey flavour profile there as well, or honey note I should say coming through. Maybe a slight lemon citrus coming through too. Tell you what, that draws you in. It's got me salivating as well. Oh. Tell you what, that is smooth. It's fruity, those Oloroso sherry characteristics coming through amazingly well. The age is carrying some nice development onto it as well. Beautiful vanilla note there. Biscuity and nutty note from the nose has kind of dissipated a little bit, but that lemon citrus and lime citrus coming through, a bit of orange kind of peaking now as I'm living with it, as is that honey note. Really nice, very smooth. Wow, that's not a bad start to the range, is it? The Dewar's double aged for ultimate smoothness, 27-year-old, finished in Paolo Cortado sherry casks. Now, let's have a go, shall we? Look at that. 4-stage aging process again, as mentioned previously. Stage 1, the grain and the malt whiskies are matured in casks separately. Then they're blended, so you've got blended grain, blended malt. And stage 3, you blend them all together. And stage 4, you finish them in a different sherry cask. This one being Paolo Cortado, which you don't often see, although I do happen to have a bottle of a Craig Ellicky single cask, also owned by Bacardi, who own Dewars, which was finished in that 17-year-old. Paolo Cortado for me it can be very strange, can be weird, can be amazing. And it's one of those that you don't really hear often, but when you do, you think, huh, I've got to try that because it's different. Now, well, yeah, you can definitely get that sherry influence. Got a little bit of the cask influence and the wood, definitely prominent on those. Smells even, nose is even slightly smoky, but I know it isn't. A little bit perfumed, margin, there's a slight floral note on there. That just knows very nicely as well. Definitely different from the Oloroso sherry cask finish. That's because it's not as kind of biscuity and nutty and on the dried fruit side of sherry. It has got even a slight, I don't know how to describe that. There's a slight like cheese fondue note going on there as well. You know, you smell the really lovely cheese you just want to shove your bread into, that kind of thing. Oh, very good. Wow, that's different. Very, very nice. Very different. Very citrusy, very dry. Wow, that's a dry sherry finish on that. And welcome dryness, actually. You don't often get such a dry finish on a whiskey. A very interesting comparison to the 21. Oh, I like that. That lemony, that kind of, almost like juicy lemon citrus there as well, and lime and a bit of sherbet, like a whole world of citrus coming to life. Oh, tell you what, double aged for extra smoothness. It is smooth. Tons of flavour, beautiful citrus character to this. Didn't expect that whatsoever. Really juicy. The finish has a slight spice to it. It's just super smooth. Silky smooth even on the finish. Oh yeah. You can tell I'm enjoying it. I hope so. That's fantastic. I mean, to have Paolo Cortado casks, as we said earlier, not one you see very often. But when you do, you think it's going to be weird and wonderful. Let's have a go, as mentioned. But for it to work so well and to get such a different flavour profile, but still related and still that lovely harmony that blends have when they're related to each other in different ages, different finishes, that kind of thing. That signature Dewars flavour profile comes through. That honey note, that citrus note is amped up to the max on the 27. That's really, really quite impressive. Shall we try the 32? I think so. We should do that. Let's do that. Now, this is the 32-year-old Dewars double aged for ultimate smoothness. And it's a small batch, 46% ABV, 4-stage aging process, which we've gone through, but I'll recap in a second. Finished in PX sherry casks. And I mean, if you look at that, it is just gorgeous. I love the stopper as well. Absolutely fantastic. Limited editions, each and every one of them. All right, shall we go in? Now remember, the double aged 4-stage process, you have the single grain, the single malt, aging separately, then you blend them together. So you've got that stage 2, you blend them together. Stage 3 is actually blending the grain and the malt together into their respective casks, so they start their marrying process. And then stage 4 for this one has been to finish it in PX sherry casks ahead of bottling. Hi. Wow, that nose is exceptional. It's, wow, pretty much everything you want from a nose on a whiskey. That is gorgeous. You've got that sherryness, you've got that, the PX sherry comes through, but in general that sherry influence. Again, it noses like there's a very slight smoke on there, but you know, it's not a smoky whiskey. It's got that lovely kind of old school kind of smokiness to it, which you got from production back in the days up into the 80s. It's fruity. There's a honey note again. Oh man. Bit of a black pepper on there, maybe a pink peppercorn actually, now it's developing in the nose. Wow. Right, let's try this guy. Man alive, that's exceptional. That is a gorgeous, if not divine, whiskey. Wow. Oh man, I just want to live with that. So it's got a, I'd say a medium finish, slight spice to it, but that beautiful kind of soothing honey note there, that lemon and lime citrus character from the other two is coming through, but not as prominent. The sherry cask influence is insanely well balanced with this. We all love a PX sherry, and if you haven't tried it, please do go and try it. Sherry is very reasonable to buy, very aged stuff, and it can be incredible. And PX especially, wow. It has the oldness to it, you know, it's got that level of maturity, that level of depth, both in the nose and on the palate, which just says, hey, I'm an incredibly well matured, well rounded, well balanced, beautifully smooth whiskey. Wow. That's absolutely blown me away. Stunning. I do not think that bottle's going to last very long. Drink responsibly. Wow. All three absolutely superb. All three deliver on that ultimate smoothness of flavour, of texture, of finish, of mouthfeel, of everything. I think Dewar's has done very, very well with this. Great range, and yeah, I just hope I can get more bottles of it, because especially that last one, whew, that's a diamond. Cheers, until next time.